Greetings to you this day. This is Michelle Strickland, and I'm coming to you today with my daily theology lesson. It's my daily meditation that I do for myself. I record it and I release it because maybe somebody else out there can get something out of it. It just so happens that I love God and I love theology, and I want to become a better principled person. Choose God this day. The bad guys, they sin. The good guys, we sin. We all sin. It's whom you serve. You don't have to be perfect. No one is. That doesn't mean you don't have to deal with your consequences, good or bad. None of us get away from that. You know, love yourself, because if no one else loves you, if you love yourself, you'll be okay. And never give up on yourself. If you lost everything you have, if you have yourself, you have everything. You can always rebuild. For those of you just tuning in, I focus out of three major religious texts: the Bible, the Quran, and I'm in a introductory Buddhist text called The Shape of Suffering, and it deals with dependent co-arising. Without no this, there's no that. And everything that we say and do has an effect on our senses. I try to rotate the text at least twice a week, sometimes more, sometimes less, depending on how I'm led to meditate each day. We're back in the rotation for the Bible. We're still in Mark, but we just starting chapter 11. I may not get through the whole thing. I'm going to start at Mark chapter 11 verse 1, and I'll let you know what verse I end at. And when they came nigh to Jerusalem unto Bethphage and Bethany at the Mount of Olives, he sendeth forth two of his disciples, and said unto them, Go your way into the village over against you, and as soon as ye be entered into it, ye shall find a colt tied, whereon never man sat. Loose him and bring him. And if any man say unto you, Why do ye this? Say ye that the Lord hath need of him, and straightway he will send him hither. And they went their way and found the colt tied by the door without, in a place where two ways met, and they loosed him. And certain of them that stood there said unto them, What do ye? Loosen the colt. And they said unto them, Even as Jesus had commanded, and they let them go. Let me say that again. And they said unto them, Even as Jesus had commanded, and they let him go. And they brought the colt to Jesus and cast the garments on him, and he sat upon him. And many spread their garments in their way, and others cut down branches of the trees and strawed them in the way. Let me say that again. And many spread their garments in the way, and others cut down branches off the trees and strawed them in the way. And they that went before and they that followed cried, saying, Hosanna! Blessed is he that cometh in the name of the Lord. Blessed be the kingdom of our father David, that cometh in the name of the Lord. Hosanna in the highest. And Jesus entered into Jerusalem and into the temple. And when he had looked round about upon all things, that now the eventide was come, he went out into Bethany with his 12 disciples. And on the morrow, when they were come from Bethany, he was hungry. And seeing a fig tree afar off, having leaves, he came, if happily he might find anything thereon. Excuse me, I'm going to say that again. And seeing a fig tree afar off, having leaves, he came, if happily he might find anything thereon. And when he came to it, he found nothing but leaves, for the time of figs was not yet. I'm going to leave it right there. I stopped at verse 13.